Ayo, what is up, guys? Ayo, what is up, guys? It is me, Dark on Blue, here with part 1.5 of What If Naruto had the rinnegan in once OP. There's no hair around because it's just Naruto and Tayuya in it. Okay. Said the proctor of the prelims before he turned to Naruto. Hell of a counter, kid. Hell of a counter, kid. Didn't know you could do that. Guess I got lucky's all. Thanks, Naruto said goofily before heading back up the stairs. Naruto stepped. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Naruto was humming that. I don't care what you guys say. Okay, sorry. Naruto stepped back on the balcony before seeing another one of his classmates standing before him. Seeing her though, Naruto couldn't help but acknowledge what he knew. Hinata Hime? Hime? Thought Hinata looking wide-eyed at Naruto. Hagoromo's little brother, Hamura, calls her. Hagoromo's little brother, Hamura, calls her Hime because she holds his power. Doesn't mean I should have. Man. Doesn't mean I should have. Meh. Oh well, thought Naruto. Doesn't mean I should have. Man. Oh well, thought Naruto, taking the container held in her hands. Is this for me? Hi, Naruto-kun. Nice fight, spoke Hinata with fiercely red cheeks. Naruto smiled at her before accepting the gift with a hug and thank you. Naruto-kun is hugging me? Hinata held up for the most part throughout the entire hug as she felt the warmth of her crush. Naruto let her go and walked off as Hinata finally passed out from the close proximity with the apple of her eye. Her sensei caught her as she smiled at the girl. Way to go, Hinata. That was good, thought Kurenai Hinata sensei. Before she looked at Naruto and amble his way to his team. I thought he was a dunce. He beat Kiba with one move, a taijutsu strike at that, and that's Kiba's best art. Kurenai couldn't fathom Naruto growing so much in the months since graduating from the academy. But he just beat arguably her best fighting student with minimal effort and minimal damage. How intriguing. Maybe this was what her female students saw that no one else did. Maybe this was what her female students saw that no one else did. Naruto arrived back to his team and looked at all of them. Sasuke was giving him a smirk. Sakura was fist pumping his success, and Kakashi was giving him an eye smile. Those three reactions got Naruto to smile, to see them happy with his win. See you in the finals. Don't lose until you face me, said Sasuke, nodding to his teammate. Hell yeah! You beat him in one move. It was like whoosh and then wham pow! Exclaimed Sakura, continuing her fist pump and cheerleading. Congratulations, Naruto. Very impressive, said Kakashi, looking at the blonde. Well, yeah. Sorry for the pause. Let me continue. Congratulations, Naruto. Very impressive, said Kakashi, looking at the blonde. While cordial outside, Kakashi was curious internally. That counter should be impossible for someone like Naruto, but it wasn't. When did he learn it? And the chakra I felt. the chakra I felt. Kakashi would be left stuck. Wondering. Ugh! God. Need to use the bathroom. 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 But I'll stop myself. Kashi would be left stuck wondering about his student as well. Something had happened to Naruto. That much he knew, and the sensei would find out that much later. That much he knew. And the sensei would find out later. Okay, sorry guys, I just had to go do something real quick. Okay, let's continue. For now, he let his student bask in his success of passing. All his questions could be answered at a later time. Currently, he was the sensei of two genin who both reached the final stages of the Chunin exams. Ooh, kind of cool. Oh my god, bro, this actually kind of looks sick. Their operatives, one golden touch Midas top recruits are joining the Fortnite crew. Subscribe September through November to earn the bonus styles for all 3 outfits. It actually kind of looks sick, but I can't enjoy it. What? What? On August 29th, compete in the first ever Arsenal LTM tournament on an Android device for the opportunity to win the Galaxy Grappler outfit before it comes out to the item shop. Wait, hold up. Okay. By Android, does she mean Android phones too? Do they mean Android phones too? Because if they do, then... Ooh, yo, I'm about to get a new pretty skin. Okay. Well, done squealing like a soccer. And I'm going to continue this motive. These are the spots. None of them are friends. None of them are my friends. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He joined my brother's party, so now I can't even join him anymore. Well, that sucks. Okay, yeah. Oh, my cute little Genin. Oh, my cute little Genin. They grow up so fast, don't they? Thought Kakashi before giving Naruto and Sasuke patronizing pats on the head. Pats the latter didn't too much like, and the former didn't pay much attention to. Just so fast. While Kakashi was messing with Sasuke and Naruto, sharp eyes were looking at Naruto. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked even older as he donned red robes and a red hat to watch the preliminaries, the last one catching his eye. I remember that chakra. It was the same one I felt over 13 years ago. Thought Hiruzen, seeing the far-off look on Naruto's face as Kakashi ruffled his hair. My boy, what's happened to you in that forest? For now, Hiruzen would continue to watch the preliminaries, but he'd definitely be finding out what happened to Naruto. Something changed within Konoha Jinchuriki. What changed? Hiruzen aimed to find out as soon as possible. Okay, guys, since I have 16 minutes, since there's like a good amount of minutes left, I am going to go on. You know, I don't really read the ands, except for if they're, like, in it, and they want to, if, like, they're in the chapter, and, in the story, and they want to say something. Okay, sorry, guys. Chapter 2, Finding Oneself, Chirp Chirp. Got it. Okay, staring at the clouds, Naruto was walking aimlessly through Konoha. It had been over a week since he passed the Chunin exam preliminary fights against Kiba, and in 3 weeks he'd be facing off against a part of his brother's lineage, Hyuga Neji. His brother's lineage. Wait, hold on. He'd be facing off against a part of his brother's lineage. Okay. Because of Hamura. For a minute, I'm about to be like, wait, what? 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 Wait, what? Like, lineage? Brother? What? But I just remembered that Hamura was, thing. Neji, Hamura was, Hinata was Hamura's reincarnation. Now, the thing about it is really weird, because Naruto's Ashura's reincarnation. So, him and his uncle just got together. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. There it is again, thought Naruto, walking with his hands in his pockets. Hagoromo seemed to dominate his thinking. He referred to Hinata as Hime from Hagoromo's brother Hamura, and knew anyone of the Hyuga clan knew anyone from the Hyuga clan knew anyone of the Hyuga clan came from said brother's direct line. Naruto has only lived for 13 years. It would make sense that Hagoromo's lifetime would harbor more space within my mind. There were only 13 years of Naruto memories. Most of those were suppressed by his brain due to their sadness. Naruto had lived a very neglected life in Konoha. Because of his status as Konoha's Jinchuriki, likely not because of the Biju within him, but more because he is a constant reminder of the tragedy that occurred on his birth. The Hagoromo part of him could understand the villagers' continence toward Naruto, thinking from that perspective. In comparison, there was at least a century of Hagoromo's memories within his mind. The majority of those memories weren't forgettable, and some were very amazing and near unbelievable things. 100 plus years trumped 13 forgettable ones in any day, but he'd come to realize recently that he was both Hagoromo and Naruto, and neither at the same time. Hagoromo placed his power within Naruto. Somehow his memories came with it. Maybe Nintendo, Human Path. Maybe Nintendo, Human Path has something to do with it, but I am Naruto, his body, and this is his life. Just not the Naruto everyone else knew. Thought Naruto reaching the outskirts of Konoha in his thoughts. He could see the moon in the distance as it was barely dawn. I still have to check on my Hagoromo's family up there. Wonder how they all are. On my Hagoromo's family. Stepping past the forest line, Naruto found the man he was looking for. A tall man with long, spiky white hair. This was Jiraiya of the Sannin, a very powerful shinobi who found Naruto one day and offered to teach him some about the shinobi arts for his month of training before the Chunin exam finals. Naruto didn't care for it. Hagoromo had plenty of techniques and abilities for Naruto to use, but Naruto was all for Jiraiya's willingness to train him, which he accepted the offer with no hesitation. It would be a good thing. Naruto would need a reason for his power and knowledge to skyrocket. He now had to access to power that granted him an abundance of abilities along with the strongest chakra in existence flowing through him. And that's not even counting the Biju he still had. The teachings from Jiraiya were the best option currently to hide those things for the time being. Naruto could tell the man was savvy enough to claim all of Naruto's leaps in power and byproducts of his own teaching. He's done so with the fourth Hokage. He could do so in Naruto as well. It was also good Jiraiya found him because Naruto had been wondering why his chakra control was so terrible. Even with his master chakra, his control felt like all his training with tree walking and within the academy was pointless. This was when Jiraiya found the seal Orochimaru placed over the Kyuubi seal. Naruto wanted to smack his forehead when Jiraiya told him that was the reason because he hadn't even considered removing it upon awakening. More concerned with figuring out all the thoughts in his head and who he was. With the seal removed, Hagoromo's chakra began to truly shape Naruto's body to better handle the power he now had access to. If he even got a tenth of what the sage could do, there wouldn't be many, if any, that could hold a candle to him in the Chunin exams. Today was a surprise. Jiraiya gave Naruto something very valuable, a summoning contract with the Toads. He himself remembered Hagoromo being close to the Sannin, The Sannin didn't have to chuck him down a ravine to see if he could summon one, though. I don't like being on the other side of this, said Naruto, speaking from Hagoromo's memories. Hagoromo used to do crazy things like this, too, when he was teaching his sons. Naruto shook his head before biting his thumb and shifting through the required hand seals. Kuchios no Jutsu. I'm just going to say Kuchios no Jutsu. A plum of smoke covered Naruto before he found himself safe atop the head of a massive toad. An irate toad that held himself up from falling by all four limbs, two on each side. To each side of the ravine, Naruto saw the red toad and nodded his approval at the power he could feel from the summoning. Jiraiya, what have I told you about summoning me in such places? Questioned the mighty toad, which he did not receive an answer to. Jumping clean out of the ravine and back to safety, the toad blew a plum of smoke out of his pipe before looking around. So you're hiding now, are you, Jiraiya? I knew you'd be too cowardly, but I never imagined it'd be to this extent. Oh, hi. Oh, oh, Gama-san. Jiraiya Sensei didn't summon you, I did. The toad narrowed his non-existent eyebrows before picking his head up, focusing his yellow eyes on the speck on his nose. He had a heart attack seeing the yellow hair and blue eyes looking back at him. He's just like Minato. This is his brat? Thought the toad, staring at Naruto. Getting over his shock in a few seconds, he decided to get down to the brass tacks. 1. The name's Gamabutta-sama, kid. 2. Don't lie to me. Someone like you can't be summoned by one such. Someone like me can't be summoned by one such as you. And 3. Tell me where Jiraiya is, since I know he has to be around here, and you just called him Sensei. Okay, nice to meet you, Gamabutta-sama. Allow me to introduce myself, said Naruto cheerily, before flaring his chakra. Gamabutta recoiled at the strength of it as Naruto nodded. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, and I'm not lying. I did summon you, and to answer your question, Sensei is right there. Gamabutta stared at Naruto for several seconds and was impressed by the chakra exuded. Exude. And the calm way he responded to him. For Pipsqueak, as the kid looked, he expected Pipsqueak behavior. It wasn't enough to garner his respect, but it was a step in the right direction. Essentially, considering Naruto showed the toad Jiraiya's location in the process. Still hiding, are ya? Oh, you suck, Gaki! Shouted Jiraiya, taking off in a sprint. Don't run now! Suiton! Tempudama water style, liquid bullet, said Gamabunta before launching a massive ball of water at Jiraiya. The water ball detonated with a concussive force that tore apart trees, but Jiraiya managed to outpace it. Yeah, you better keep running. Preparing a second water ball, Gamabunta fired it at the retreating Sani. The toad knew he wouldn't hit Jiraiya no matter how hard he tried, but it was just the principle of the matter. He needed Jiraiya to Kaze no Maki, coil of wind. Gamabunta blinked, hearing a clap. A violent gust of wind blew from the toad's nose and hit the massive water ball. The jutsu sped up so fast that Jiraiya wasn't prepared for the sudden change. As it impacted off him in a watery splash, Jiraiya sat soaked and crushed in between trees as he looked up at Naruto and Gamabunta. Why? How? A combination jutsu just... Ugh! Asked Jiraiya in and out of consciousness as no one could hear his weak voice. That's for tossing me down a ravine. You could have asked me to summon a toad, you jerk. Shouting Naruto with a fist raised. Naruto felt the toad. He stood up. On shaking as he turned to Gamabunta. Everything alright, Gamabunta-sama? Gwahaha! That's priceless, croaked Gamabunta with a deep belly laugh. Gamabunta even took a webbed hand to his eye to remove a non-existent tear from it. Oh man, kid, I haven't laughed like that in a while. That's two. One more and I might take you on as my apprentice. One more, just one more? It'd have to be better than the last one. You synced with me after one look, just like my previous summoner did, informed Gamabunta, getting Naruto's eyes to widen. If you can, we'll share a drink, and it'll be the best decision of your life. Well, you're powerful summoning. I can feel it. I'm certain your loyalty lies with your summoners, and I've been itching to tell someone this anyway, said Naruto before looking at Gamabunta. Gamabunta stared at Naruto for several seconds before the kid just smiled as the toad's pipe fell out of his mouth. Is that good enough to be your apprentice, boss? Boss. Yes, you pass. Welcome aboard, said Gamabunta robotically with a gruff expression on his face. I'll get those drinks ready. Yada, think I'll tell Jiraiya-sensei too. And Hokage Gigi, they deserve to know, don't they? Questioned Naruto as Gamabunta didn't respond. Naruto then perked up before smiling. Or maybe I'll keep them in the dark. Need more time to perfect myself before everyone can know. Or maybe not. Either way, I gotta go, Gamabunta-sama. We'll summon you soon for that shared drink. Gamabunta watched Naruto jump off from him and disappear into the foliage below. Gamabunta sat for several seconds before snapping out of it. That kid has the rinnegan. Where the hell did Jiraiya find him? Questioned Gamabunta. decided he needed his own drink and dispelling in a poof of smoke. Earlier, elsewhere in the forest, purple eyes, giant toads, and some kind of wind attack. Without a girl dressed in camouflage as she looked. Is that Eno? No, is that Eno? No way, that's Eno. That's not Eno. That's not Eno. Thought a girl dressed in camouflage as she looked at the notepad. It was full of notes on things she'd witnessed Naruto do, and the list kept piling up. I'm going to figure you out if it's the last thing I do. You can't hide, Naruto. The girl looked back up at the giant toad she'd seen Naruto summon before, watching a huge plume of smoke cover it. The girl blinked several times before seeing the smoke dissipate. The toad itself gone, just as easily as it appeared. It vanished? Then where did Naruto go? Thought the camouflage girl, scanning for the sun Anjima that had been plaguing her thoughts since second task. Yeah, that's definitely Test of the tuning gems. Wind attack managed to hit Jiraiya of the Sani with it. The girl heard the voice and froze because of its proximity. She heard a smooth chuckle as she turned around to see Naruto holding her notepad. I assume the stars are rating. The stars are a rating. Surprised that's only a 3 compared to the purple eyes getting a 5. He is a Sani. The girl said nothing, in hopes that a lack of movement meant Naruto couldn't see her, or at the very least tell who she was. Hey, Ino-chan, said Naruto with a wave as he handed the shell-shocked girl her notepad. It isn't really that impressive since you had the toad helping you, informed Ino, getting her speech back when Naruto gave her notepad. How creepy does she look right now? Oh, it was so embarrassing, but she had to trudge on to remove the awkwardness, and I'm biased. I'd like the eyes more. Favorite color and all, if you didn't know. I could tell. You wear a purple a lot. And did you mean these eyes? Questioned Naruto, turning on his rinnegan. Ino's eyes widened, seeing him again, because it confirmed what she saw a week and a half ago. She really wasn't crazy. Sorry for making you stir crazy. The prankster in me couldn't pass on such an opportunity to mess with someone. Ino was lost in the eyes again, feeling the immense power they had. She hadn't felt anything stronger in her life. But she wasn't so lost in them to miss what Naruto said. I wasn't going stir crazy. You think me, Ino, would ever fret over a boy? Yes, you do. You do with Sasuke all the time. That's just a thing with forehead to motivate her. Plus, he's my future husband. It's only right I fuss over him, said Ino, before returning her eyes to Naruto's breathtaking ones. Are you being dressed in camouflage, hiding along the outskirts of Konoha, where only I am at, writing matchless notes about me is? And you being dressed in camouflage, hiding along the outskirts of Konoha, where only I am at, writing matchless notes about me, isn't fretting over a boy? No, 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 answered Ino weakly. Her tone wasn't believable at all. And when did Naruto learn to converse with girls? It almost sounded like he's flirting, but no, it's just Naruto, the same Naruto, but he wasn't the same Naruto. But he wasn't the same Naruto. And now that she really looked, his eyes were different. There's tomos in them now, 9 of them, 3 on each ring. Did they? Yes, said Naruto, seemingly reading Ino's mind. My chakra was haywire thanks to my running with Orochimaru. Jiraiya-sensei fixed that though, and yeah, my eyes are full power, hence the tomo. That's why they feel so much more intense, thought Ino before realizing something weird. Did Naruto just read her mind? Wasn't she the only one from the clan of mind readers? Is he really reading my...
Where you gonna go bathe?
Yes, said Naruto, seeming... Oh. Yes, it's... Okay. Is he really reading my... Yes, it's pretty easy to read your mind when you're crazy about me like you are. I'm not crazy. Hey, gonna deny that forever, are you? Questioned Naruto, getting Ino to nod her head. She then gave him a look that said, stop answering her thoughts. Naruto just smiled before nodding his head. Fine, you're not crazy, and I'll stop reading your mind. Thank you, I knew you were a good boy. Good boy. But now the pranks in me isn't satisfied. I need you're the only person I need people to think you're crazy. You're the only person who's seen the purple eyes, said Naruto, cutting off Ino with a devious smile on his face. Ino's eyes widened in fear. I was thinking about revealing these to everyone, but I'd rather see you try to prove it instead, I'm sure you've told them you were going to do so. He was right. Since seeing the purple eyes, Ino had told everyone about Naruto's little hidden power. No one believed her, of course, because Naruto was the same. Naruto, the entire time since, according to all of them, he hadn't ever shown her his eyes again until just now. But now he was letting her know he'd be aware and planned to torment her further. Naruto, you better not, said Ino before realizing how close she was to him. They were only a few inches apart. When did she get here? Was she really that mesmerized by his eyes? And why did he look taller than her now? Stupid thoughts. Time to get things straight with new Naruto here. Ino poked his chest sharply before giving him a stern look. I'm Ino. You're Naruto. I'm the boss. You're under me, somewhere down there. And you're going to tell everyone. I can't be looked at as a liar, especially when I'm not lying. That's the whole point. Good luck, Ino-chan, said Naruto before vanishing. Ino blinked, seeing him disappear. She can only phantomize of him actually leaving somehow. Phantoms of him leaving somehow. His entire exit seemed captured by a series of after images. It disappeared into the forest, but the images before her looked like she could still touch them, which she tried to only for her fingers to go through the one before her. Am I going crazy? Realized Ino as she looked at her notepad and dreaded the coming days. Naruto was crosshairs. This is going to be so difficult. 3 weeks later, Konoha Stadium. Ew, you look so gross, Ino Buddha. Ino. Huh? Oh, hey, Sakura, said Ino absent-mindedly. Before returning her eyes to the field below, she kept staring with a blank look until she felt tapping on her shoulder. Huh? Oh, hey, Sakura. You already said that, Ino. Is everything alright? I did. Weird. Yeah, everything is fine. Are you sure? Questioned Sakura, looking at Ino's uncharacteristic disheveled appearance. She had errant strands of her hair sticking up, bags under her eyes, and it looked like she hadn't even put makeup on. Not that she needed it, but it was visible. But it was noticeable. Are you sure everything was okay? You look terrible. Ino? Huh? Oh, "Oh, hey, Sakura," said Ino for the third time before returning her eyes to the field below. Sakura looked worriedly at her friend before she heard Snickers next to her. Next to her sat teammates equivalent to Naruto and Ego. Inazuka Kiba, and he seemed to know what the problem with Ino was. If his laughing was in any indication. "What's so funny, Kiba? What's wrong with Ino?" Ha ha ha, yeah, here's a hit. "It's an idiot with blonde hair." "Idiot with blonde hair? Naruto?" questioned Sakura, getting more laughs as confirmation. "Oi, my teammate isn't an idiot. Oi, my teammate isn't an idiot. He's just not there mentally at times. No, he's just an idiot. That beat you with one punch. That beat me with what? That beat me with wait." Grumbled Kiba with his pride stomped on. Sakura smiled victoriously as Kiba pointed to Ino to get past the reminder of his one-hit defeat. Ino's been stuck on Naruto for the last month. Something about how he's hiding his true self since that Orochimaru thing. She's still on about that. She got all of us to creep on him for several hours, and all he did was eat ramen and sleep," said Sakura, with a sigh, looking at her friend. "Then we watched him train that one time, and all he did was try to climb that mountain without chakra, because his new sensei is a slave master. Yep, she's obsessed though, and won't give it up. Naruto's just Naruto." Sakura nodded before she turned to her friend. Ino's eyes were still glued to the field as she saw Naruto and Neji facing off against one another. Ino nodded her head internally as the fight began. "Neji should be strong enough to push you to show your true self, Naruto-kun. I just know it," thought Ino lowly to herself with a smile. The smile ended when she realized how smooth she said Naruto's name with such an affectionate suffix. "Man, doesn't matter. I will expose you soon." Naruto vs. Neji. Blue eyes stared at the sky, while white eyes bored into the nonchalant visage of an opponent. Neji was settled into his stance because the proctor had started the match several seconds ago. Naruto, however, stood with his hands in his pockets and a wistful look on his face. "What kind of game is he playing?" thought Neji, not moving an inch. He wasn't going to rush Naruto. He felt superior, but he also remembered Naruto one-shot the Inuzuka boy during the preliminaries. He didn't want to find out if the same would occur to him. What could be going through his mind? Neji didn't know what Naruto was thinking. All he knew was Naruto had changed clothes since the prelims. A black jacket that was lined orange on the inside replaced his bulky eyesore one from before. A fishnet shirt on underneath that went into matching black pants and black shinobi sandals. His headband was nowhere to be seen as his yellow hair hung loose in front of his face. All the while his hands stayed in his pocket and his eyes continued to stare aimlessly upward. Is cereal technically soup? Neji blinked at the words from Naruto as he saw his opponent turn his eyes down to him. He seemed like he was waiting for an answer, but Neji wasn't sure he heard him right. There's no way he just said what he said. "What? Is cereal technically soup?" "It's gotta be right," continued Naruto, looking at the proctor of the finals, a different guy from the prelim, who had a sunball in his mouth as he an amused expression at Naruto's random at Naruto's random existent Tylums. You agree, right, Genma-san? Can't say. I'm on the job. I'll let you know when this is over, though, replied Genma, getting Naruto to nod his okay. Sounds fair. It's a tough one anyway, said Naruto, before turning his head back to Neji. A smile was on his face, seeing the boy diligently wait. He's smart and patient. I like him. I don't like what he did to Hinata during the preliminary fight, but he's wise to not attack thinking I was unprepared. Thought Naruto before he decided it was best to get this over with. He better do this. He had better things to do, like figuring out if cereal was a soup or not. Let's get to it. Cage Bunshin no Jutsu. Four Narutos phased into existence that all sprinted at Neji immediately. Upon appearing, Neji's eyes went wide because there was no hand seal, no warning, or anything to show. He was just using a technique. The clones just appeared and were already closing in on Neji as he activated his Byakugan. It doesn't matter how many clones you use. I see everything, said Neji, ducking the attacks from the first two clones before spinning and catching the other two strikes. Slapping their hands away, Neji dispelled them both with presence palms to the gut. The gentle fist is the greatest taijutsu in the world. When paired with the Byakugan, you won't beat me with silly clones. I could. I don't plan to, thought Naruto. I could. I don't plan to. Thought Naruto receiving the memories of his clones. Such a useful jutsu. And Naruto actually learned that on his own. How quaint. How quaint. And thanks to those clones, Naruto knew how to beat Neji. So useful that you dodge at the last moment, continued Naruto, with his eyes closed as his Rinnegan came to life. Knowing his last two clones were dispelled, Naruto jumped at Neji as the Hyuga turned toward him during his fast approach and got you. Got me? You'll never even touch me, said Neji as he dodged Naruto's uppercut by the slightest of margins. Exactly. Tendo. Thought Naruto, activating another of his hidden powers. Neji knew he'd dodge Naruto's punch, only he felt a pain in his chin as he flew back across the arena, tumbling like a rag doll. Neji eventually rolled to a stop. The crowd saw the mighty blow and cheered in applause at the surprise punch that finally landed. He actually hit me, thought Neji, refraining from nursing his jaw as he struggled to stand. Tendo, siatusu. Thought Naruto, using the Rinnegan's gravity powers to nail Neji. Such a good thing Neji made everyone think he clocked him, wasn't it? No explanation was necessary as he turned off his Rinnegan and reopened his eyes. Yush. You still up over there? I got more left. I've been looking to test this body. I didn't think he hit me. I didn't think he hit him, but man, kid packs a punch, thought Genma, watching Neji slowly get up from the haymaker. He looked back at Naruto to see him shaking out his limbs like he was getting loose. I heard he got training from Jiraiya-sama, but seriously, 1 month, and he's toying with the genius Hyuga kid. Neji finally stood up and got back into his fighting stance. Having shaken off the cobwebs from the blow, Naruto saw this but frowned when he really looked. The stance was noticeably weaker than before, and Neji's legs were shaking. Even if he mentally could fight more, his body wouldn't allow him to threaten anyone with those jelly legs. Give up. You can't continue, Neji, said Naruto with sharp blue eyes. Neji noticed the stark shift in demeanor at Naruto's statement. It wasn't carefree anymore. It looked akin to a grown-up scolding a child that was about to do something wrong. I don't want to hurt you, but I want to win, and will do so if you force me. Hurt me. You're the dead last of our class who got a lucky shot, said Neji weakly, trying to find some stamina. A second wind wouldn't come as he could still feel his bones rattling. How hard did Naruto hit him? I can't lose to you. It's fate. I'm a genius and right off and right. Cut off Naruto, getting Neji's eyes to right in. Neji threw a reactionary palm, seeing Naruto standing in his face. It missed since that Naruto was merely an afterimage. Give up, seriously. Neji didn't have to turn around to see Naruto's fist and an inch from the back of his head. His hair and clothes were blowing forward as the wind blowing off of the punch was fierce. No question he'd be out of it had Naruto followed through. Neji couldn't understand what was going on. You're the dead last. How are you this strong? Because I didn't let a label like dead last hold me back. Just like your teammate, Rock Lee, said Naruto, lowering his fist as he stood behind Neji. He can't use or Genjutsu. Nin or Genjutsu. And he was the dead last of your class, but he'd beat the majority of getting exams. But he'd beat the majority of getting exams in this exam and probably some Chunin and Jonin if you were to fight them. I know you know it to be true, continued Naruto with a smile. Naruto took a few steps back from Neji before finishing his soliloquy. Don't allow such things to hold you back, to keep you boxed into one train of thought. That's dangerous, and it's how you end up losing your life if this were a real fight. Neji heard Naruto's words and looked down at the ground and thought. Naruto's words reached his ears, but they wouldn't be heard. You didn't reverse years of hate